Welcome to Medcast. Here we delve into the latest breakthroughs in medicine, equipping you with knowledge that can enhance your health and well being in day to day life. My name is Dr. Wafaa Faisal. I am a consultant pediatrician in Dubai. And in this podcast today, we will be talking about goat's milk. Milk is one of the earliest and the most essential sources of nutrition for humans. From infancy to adulthood, milk provides us with vital nutrients, proteins, and fats. Today, over 6 billion people consume milk and dairy products, contributing to a global industry worth of $9 billion. Every human being today consumes around 100 liters of milk and dairy products per year. But have we ever stopped and asked ourselves what kind of milk is the best for our bodies? For this, my guest for today is Dr. Eva Makkar. Dr. Eva Makkar is a goat milk expert. Dr. Eva Makkar, welcome to Medcast.
Thank you, doctor. It's my honor to be with you today.
We are really privileged to have you, Dr. Eva, because it's time, I think, to question what type of milk is the best for our bodies.
Exactly. So I think this is the era where people now understand how important it is to look what we are eating and what we are consuming and how these affect our body.
Right. We are what we eat.
Exactly.
For this, I will start by asking you one simple question. Why goat milk?
Yeah, this is a very good question. And the idea simply is goat milk is more close to nature if you compare to cow's milk. The goat is smaller in size, its protein and content in the milk is much simpler and easier for the body to deal with it, especially protein and carbohydrates.
So is it safe to use goat milk and to recommend it for humans, whether they are infants, children, or adults?
This is a good question to ask. So fresh goat milk is very good to be consumed by adults. But when come to very special group like infants and children, the fresh goat milk lack folic acid. And folic acid is very important for the red blood cells. So fortifying is a must to add a folic acid to the milk to be suitable for infants. And by doing so, they can enjoy the easy to digest goat milk. Good to mention that the European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, and the FDA both approved goat milk to be suitable for infants' consumption after fortifying with folic acid.
So brilliant. We are reassured now about the safety of goat's milk. And moving forward, what is the difference between cow's milk and goat's milk?
I think the major difference between both of them is the protein. Despite being the third smallest macronutrients in the milk, but it is a major difference between even animal milk and human milk. The goat milk protein is labeled as A2 milk, and this term explains the beta-casein part of the casein or the cheese part of the goat milk and human milk. Both goat and human milk are labeled as A2 milk, while cow milk is labeled as A1 milk. And the difference here is in the bioactive peptides that come with digestion. When cow milk is digested, a small peptide called beta-casomorphin 7 is released. And this beta-casomorphin 7 start reacting with the receptors in the stomach, forming excessive mucal production, death of bacteria, and we can reflect these and see it on daily life as bloating and colic. So how often do you see it in your clinic, babies who suffers from colic, excessive gases, because they are feeding animal or especially cow's milk?
Up to 40% of infants who receive infant formula, the standard infant cow's milk based formula, can have colics.
Yeah, I think this A2 concept explain why some infants can tolerate the cow's milk compared to the goat milk, which has higher tolerability because it is A2 exactly like human milk. Another difference also in the protein is that the goat casein is softer than the cow casein. And also I have a question for you. Have you tried the goat cheese before?
Yes, of course.
And how soft is it?
It's very soft.
Yes.
Really, it's very soft.
And there is a science behind that. Goat milk has a less alpha S1 casein, and also it's part of the alpha casein that determine how hard is the cheese. Goat milk has only 6% alpha S1 if you compare it to the cow, which has 38% alpha casein, which means the cheese formed or the curds, the accepted in the stomach when the milk made the acidity is much softer and non-sticky, so the enzyme find it easy to penetrate and digest. So infants can experience easy digestion, less colics and spit ups because of these less alpha S1 in goat if you compare to the cow.
There's so much there,
Yes.
really. Wow. So I'm really feeling like I'm discovering a treasure here with the goat's milk. So, Dr. Eva, we know that breast milk is the ideal nutrition for infants.
Yeah.
And the benefits of breast milk are not only nutritional, it exceeds that to go to the mental development of the babies, to their psychological development, to the development of the jaw, etc. So wide and broad benefits of breast milk to infants. However, when breast milk is not an option for many reasons that we usually encounter, unfortunately, in our practice, why shall we recommend as pediatricians or advise the parents to use goat milk based formulas instead of cow's milk based formulas?
The idea simply is the stomach and the intestine of the infants are not that much well developed, and it's just learning how to digest. So, when we offer an easier option that's fastly absorbed and digested and easier to the infants, we give them the nutrition they need and also the comfort they deserve, because they deserve to experience the first life experience of food in a comfort way. These come a question in my mind: how often do you see colic cases and GIT problems in your clinic that reflect that babies are not having an easy journey?
Let me tell you, we see this all the time. Actually, it takes a major part of our clinic hours to advise and counsel parents whose children are having colics or reflux or constipation. They all go under a term of functional GI disorders. Also, cow's milk allergy is part of these functional GI disorders. So, really, it's a big dilemma, not only for the parents, for the pediatrician. I cannot tell you how many times I answer calls with, the background of a baby crying, inconsolably crying. And we feel really for these parents who are suffering. They are lacking sleep. They are not able to function properly. Even they are this affecting their work and their functionality and productivity. So solving the problem of colic when it comes to infants is a big thing. Also, reflux can be really a big problem, and adding also constipation. So, by percentage, also around 40% of infants suffer from infantile colics, around 30% also suffer from reflux, and around 20% constipation. So,
It's very common.
yes,
It is very common. And the good part about the goat milk that it can offer the comfortness of the digestion without much modification to the protein itself. Because in the other option, comfort option available, usually the protein is either decreased or even a part is removed like casein, a part is hydrolyzed like the whey, just all of these just to offer comfortness. And on the other side, an artificial sugar has to be added to compensate this change. What is good about goat milk that it is comfort by nature. It is vastly hydrolyzed. It is a complete profile. It has both whey and casein, and all of these with only lactose as the main sugar, which means it is closer to the natural choice.
wow. So there's a miracle here, I think.
Yeah.
And if you solve for us this problem of the problems of digestibility, colics, and reflux and constipation, this is a big deal.
Yes.
Yes. This is a big achievement, let's say, for goat milk-based formulas. And I've been experiencing myself like the effects when it comes to goat milk-based formulas for babies who suffer from the functional gastrointestinal disorders. And they are really tremendous, let's say, effect
I'm
and
happy
improvement. Yes.
Happy to hear so
Yes.
as well.
So, part of the functional gastrointestinal disorders are cow's milk protein allergy. So, where does goat milk stand here, knowing that it's not a substitution for cow's milk for children who have cow's milk allergy because there is cross reactivity between the two types of milk. However, where does goat milk stand in the allergy world, let's say?
So this is a very good question that we would like to raise awareness about it. So goat milk is not suitable for infants who suffer from cow milk allergy, as there is a cross allergy between both of them that can reach up to 90%. But also from practice, we have learned that there is also common symptoms exactly like cow milk allergy, but it is diagnosed other way. And this is where I would like to ask your experience as a pediatrician. How do you see the diagnosis of this case is real and is exactly diagnosed to the right infant?
All right. So science or evidence-based medicine has shown that percentage of real cow's milk protein allergy among infants is around 1 to 2%. And yes, we are seeing the overdiagnosis of cow's milk protein allergy, and it can reach up to 14%. So parents can think that their infants or babies have cow's milk protein allergy while in reality they don't have it. So this is also probably a message to all the pediatricians to alert them that cow's milk protein allergy is overdiagnosed and there is an entity of cow's milk intolerability. So here I think where goat milk based formulas can play a role and can help us to reach the diagnosis, because if it works on this infant, then we are dealing with cow's milk intolerability rather than cow's milk protein allergy.
Exactly. This is exactly what we have experienced in the past years when the diagnosis is not sure, or we know it's not for sure a cow milk allergy, or it's only signs of intolerability, GIT intolerability, and some reflexes. I believe goat milk can play a very important role in here, being very easy to digest, and it passes very easily in this intestine, giving relief of a very common symptoms that is not a cow milk allergy.
Very true. And I want to comment here, Dr. Eva, that labeling the child with cow's milk protein allergy is not an easy thing because it affects his nutrition, because the cow's milk free formulas can lack some elements like lactose, for example, that the infant needs for the brain growth, eye growth, etc. And at the same time, the palatability. These formulas, the allergy formulas, are really, the taste is not the best. And also the infants might decrease their intake, and this affect their health and development and growth. And the other part is the economical also part, because they are really costly and very expensive and not affordable to everyone. So this part of tolerability or intolerability of cow's milk should be highlighted more and more, I think, among pediatricians.
Yes.
I will ask you now about a topic that is very dear to my heart, the gut microbiota. We know now by evidence that the gut microbiota is responsible to a big part of our health and well-being as humans, whether we are infants, children, or adults. So 70% of the immune system come from the health of the gut, in addition to the effects on the mental health, on all the organs and systems of our body, cardiovascular health, metabolic health, all originate from the gut health. Is there any benefit for goat milk and goat milk based formulas on the gut microbiota?
Yes. Interestingly, goat milk has more prebiotic if you compare it to the cow's milk. It has been proven that goat milk has 21 type of prebiotic that differ in types and concentration as well compared to the cow, that can support the gut health and the good microbiota. Having this amount of prebiotics can support the growth of good bacteria in the intestine of infants and adults, and also it can increase the count and the diversity, the different types of bacteria. One study has shown that those who use goat milk show the same bacterial profile in the stool close to the human milk compared to the other group who used another type of milk. So even in the stool, it shows that the bacterial profile types and the amount is much higher if you use goat milk because it is rich in prebiotics.
So this goat milk and goat milk-based formulas can really be a game changer in this world of gut health because it's the future. As
Yeah.
you know, we are moving in medicine towards a new form of medicine, personalized medicine, precise medicine, genomics, biomics. So I think goat milk will be a game changer for the future and for the gut health, if you say so about its constituents.
Yes. So I have a question for you, doctor, as a pediatrician. How often do you see the constipation among your infants? As we know now that there is an increase in the diagnosis of these cases. How often do you see it and how you deal with it?
This is very interesting, and thank you for asking me this because, yes, functional constipation is a major part of our work now, and many children. I mean, sometimes it's underdiagnosed. This one is underdiagnosed. Suffer from functional constipation. Some are able to receive the treatment, and some really are suffering in silence. So it also consumes like 40% of the work of a pediatric gastroenterologist, functional constipation by itself, and a big number of our daily clinic visits as in the OPD as pediatricians, the major concern of the parents will be functional constipation. So it's a really a problem, and we believe that the key factor will be here the gut health and the gut microbiota. But until now, we could not figure out the real cause behind functional constipation.
Yeah.
So, are you telling me that goat milk or goat milk based formulas can help us in that?
Exactly. The point here as well that there is a special fat in the goat milk which we call opofat, or in another term they call it beta palmitate. This form of fat makes sure that there is no reaction between the fat and the calcium in the formula. And I believe from what we have seen also in the studies that the calcium soaps or this reaction is one of the major reasons of the decrease in the gut microbiota, because when this calcium soap is formed, it started to release toxins and kill the good microbiota in intestine. The goat milk is very rich with the opofat or the beta palmitate, which makes sure that there is no calcium and fat reaction, so no cause of constipation. Along with the high amount of prebiotics, we ensure the very good gut health and the good number and diversity of bacteria in the gut.
So, what you're telling me, I think, is so great. And we hope with more and more consumption of goat milk based formulas, we will overcome the problem of functional constipation among infants. And who knows, probably if it becomes also more and more consumed by children and adults, we will also overcome. Partly or fully the problem of functional constipation in children and adults, and probably research should be initiated in this part.
Yes.
I don't know if there's something ongoing, but we will wait for the future, which is going to be interesting.
Sure.
So since we knew now about all these benefits of goat milk to the human health, goat milk based formulas to the infant's health, how do you think goat milk will be taking its place in this field? Because for so long, cow's milk has been the standard for use, and will there be enough resources from goat milk to cover the needs that will be rising?
Yes. So, from my experience in the past 10 years, the awareness of the goat milk is now starting to increase. Especially, it is part of the culture here in the Middle East that the goat milk was used and consumed even more than cow's milk in the old ages. And now, what we can see that the awareness is increasing, and this is our duty to even increase more and more, that the gold standard, especially in infant nutrition, is the human milk. And when we go to the others, let's go to the next closer option, which is by science goat milk. So the awareness is now increasing more and more. And from the industry also point of view, the concern or the attention to the goat milk is also increasing. Goat farms are now increasing more and more. Quality control systems are being set only for goat milks to maintain a high standard goat milk products. And the production way is also now is developed to be even more professional, to deliver the goodness of goat milk without any loss during the process of manufacturing. So for example, we use an air-free production system that ensure from milking to the final product, the milk have never met the air, so no oxidation has happened, and the milk preserve its creamy taste throughout the journey. This is one also of the very recent techniques used to preserve the goodness of goat milk as it is. And the awareness I can see also from the consumer part of view and also the medical part of view, there is more and more awareness of the goat milk. And you can also reflect on how you see it in your clinics as well.
Yes, very true. And you mentioned in our region, so I want to comment here that yes, people in United Arab Emirates, for example, and in our region, MENA region, they have goat milk part of our culture. We have it part of our culture. There's a legacy for goat milk here, and many people from this part of the world, they ask me about goat milk formulas, for example. They want it, even if you don't mention it for them for a certain reason, but they will go and ask about it and even buy it. And it's really working. And I can tell you, it will take a major place really in the world of dairy and milk products for the future, because people are understanding how effective and beneficial it is to their health.
Yes.
So for the sake of time, Dr. Eva, I think we have reached to the end of this podcast. However, thank you very much for the insights. We covered some interesting aspects about goat milk, not all, I can say, but the most important points I think we have covered today, and the benefits. And we are excited, as we said, about the place that goat milk will take in the part of our in our diets in general. So I will leave you with the final word for our listeners.
Thank you for having me here and giving me the opportunity to raise the awareness about goat milk. Goat milk is a very good choice as a dairy for adults and for infants as well, especially for the small group. It is closer to human milk by nature. A very minimal modification is done to make it easy to digest and to be consumed by infants. And it is also providing the infant with what he needs, and only lactose is added, no artificial sugars. So thank you for giving me the opportunity again to be with you, Dr. Wafaa, and all the success.
I think the future is really promising when it comes to goat milk and goat milk-based infant formulas. Dr. Eva Makkar, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.